all you need to know. The Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Brought to you by Small Cases. Invest in ready-made portfolios created by professionals.
Good morning and welcome to this daily morning podcast from Bloomberg Quint. My name is Neeraj Shah and I'm filling in for Alex Matthews today. Wishing all of our listeners a very happy new year. In global news, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson accepted the European Union's offer of a 3-month Brexit delay to January 31st, removing the risk of a damaging no-deal split on Thursday. The European Union said it would not renegotiate the Brexit deal on offer. UK lawmakers are to vote on Monday on whether to approve the government's call to have an election on December 12th or not. 2/3 of the lawmakers would have to back Prime Minister Johnson's motion to hold an early election. In other global news, in Argentina, left-leaning candidate Alberto Fernandez secured a comfortable victory in the presidential election. With almost all of Sunday's votes counted, Fernandez secured a roughly 48% of the vote, while the centre-right incumbent Mauricio Macri received around 40%. This victory makes a return of the left to power in South America's second largest country, with many international investors worried about the prospect of a new era in government intervention. The peso and the markets, the Argentinian markets though, did fairly well on Monday. Back home, the Department for Promotion of Industry and International Trade and the Civil Aviation Ministry are looking at the possibility of relaxing foreign direct investment norms in aviation to attract bidders for Air India's sale, an official told the Press Trust of India. The government is having a second go at the Air India privatization as the airline is sitting on a debt pile of over 58,000 crore rupees, besides accumulated losses. Bids for the sale are likely to be called in the month of November. What about markets? Well, in global markets, the S&P 500 hit a record high on Monday as investors cheered strong earnings and progress on the US-China trade talks, rising 0.6% to close above the earlier record high of 3,027 on July 26th. The Dow Jones gained about 0.5% to close above the 27,000 mark, and the Nasdaq climbed 1% in trade yesterday. Remember, it's an important week with the US Fed rate decision slated to come out later, and the consensus is a 0.25 percentage point cut. Asian stocks have started positively and are trading in the green for a second day on a trot, and the SGX Nifty indicates a start of 11,676 the last time I checked, which is about 30 points higher than Sunday's closing. It is now over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup in India. Good morning, Darshan. How is it looking?
Hi Neeraj, good morning everyone. Global cues are decent at this point of time and the SGX Nifty is indicating a positive outlook. Bharti Airtel will be the only Nifty result that will come out today. Among the other results, there is DCM Shriram Industries, Hindustan Zinc, Petronet LNG, SKF India, Tata Metallics and Wonderla Holidays. Some of the auto stocks will be in focus. There were strong sales in Navratri, Dussehra and Dhanteras that was reported by several of these auto companies. Tata Motors will be in focus. The stock surged 16% on Muhurat trading post the second quarter earnings, but the institutional participation also needs to be watched out today because majority of the participation on Muhurat trading was retail. CLSA, BofA ML and Axis Capital have upgraded the stock, and similar amount of institutional participation needs to be watched out for SBI as well as ICICI Bank. BPCL will be in focus. PM Modi's 2-day visit to Saudi Arabia starts today. A lot will depend on what happens with the stake sale of BPCL, and that needs to be watched out for. Interglobe Aviation will be in focus. DGCA tells the airline to change engines of 16 A320 Neos within 15 days, and the regulator has warned the airline that the aircrafts will have to be grounded if this is not complied with. Piramal Enterprises and Shriram Group of companies will be in focus. Mint reports that Shriram Capital plans to merge Shriram Transport as well as Shriram City Union Finance with itself, and this move will aid Piramal Enterprises and TPG Capital to sell their stakes. GVK signs an agreement with ADIA, PSP Investments and NIIF for investment of 7,614 crores in its airport holding company. The proceeds will be used to pay debt and purchase additional shares in MEAL. Tata Power will be in focus. The JV acquires the gas-based power plant and diesel generating station at Kalinganagar from Tata Steel at a combined transaction value of 920 crores. And couple of brokerages in focus. Citi has upgraded NMDC to a buy from a neutral and raised the target price to 125 from 95. They believe that the mining industry changes in 2020 will benefit, and Macquarie raises HPCL target to 500 rupees. They recommend taking profit on BPCL and rotate it to HPCL and GAIL, in which they believe there is a potential upside of close to 65%. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks for that, Darshan. I would watch out for Tata Motors, maybe even GVK and a few other stocks, which are backed by some really interesting news flow. As we wrap up, in some bad news, a layer of haze enveloped the national capital a day after Diwali as Delhi's air quality plummeted to the severe category for the first time in this season. On Diwali night, a large number of revelers brazenly flouted Supreme Court enforced 2-hour limit for bursting crackers. Remember, the top court had ordered only green firecrackers, which caused 30% less pollution. However, Delhiites didn't seem to pay any heed to the court order and are now paying for their actions. Maybe, just maybe, it will change next year. It's a wrap on this podcast today, and once again, wishing all of you a very happy new year. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.